This is a story about how I drove to Berthoud, Colorado to build a timber frame barn. Not for horses, not for cows, not for tractors, but for mountain bikers to jump on and off the roof.
How was I to know? You just come along.
Timber framing is when you essentially build the entire structure out of wood. That's no nails, no screws, no metal fasteners. Now, I have never built a timber frame structure before, and I had 2 weeks to do this in. This takes a very skilled person with lots of experience in timber frame building to do this. I have none of that. I've never done this before. All I have is essentially determination and excitement to try it. So I set off to Colorado to build probably the only timber frame barn in history to be made just for mountain bikers to jump on and off of. This is Berthoud Bike Park in the middle of construction. It was getting a pump track, a huge beginner's area, and a nice big jump park toward the back. That is where we'll be building the barn so the hard trails can jump on the roof and the easy trails can ride through. So to start this build, we just have to dig 4 holes in each corner of where our timber frame will sit. The kicker with this one is we have to be extremely precise with where we put these holes, because if we are off by even a half an inch, we'll have to take everything apart and restart completely over.
Knows when it's me. Knows how.
You would think this would be a really fast way to dig holes, but in reality, this machine kind of stunk. No matter how hard you pressed, it would only dig 3 inches, and then you'd have to take all the dirt out by hand. We did eventually get those holes dug, so that was good. So now it was time to get our concrete in the holes. I thought, again, let's get a machine that will make this process easier. That didn't happen. This is supposed to be spinning. It's essentially a barrel that spins for you. You dump your concrete mix in there with some water and it stirs it up and you dump it in the hole. I don't know what happened, but the thing didn't spin at all.
Oh yeah, it works great. Oh, is it not doing anything? Really?
This would have been so much easier if we just did it in a wheelbarrow and dumped it in the hole. But yeah, instead we were left spinning this barrel by hand that's supposed to be spinning it for us. Yeah, we managed for the day. I think we got a couple holes done doing this method, and the next day I took it back, got a different one, and luckily this one actually worked. With that done, we could finally start working on the wood side of things. So for this project, I actually hired a company to mill some local pine trees, and they machined out all of the wood joinery for the timbers. That is something that saved me months of labor that I didn't have, frankly, for time. So me and Ricky could just, piece everything together and just put it right up, kind of the fun part. But before we could start throwing everything together, we did need to put a stain and a finish over this stuff because it was pine lumber. Pine is not rot resistant in any regard, so you have to stain it and coat it with something to keep it from getting any sort of mold or rot on it.
Now let's get right on down to the skit. A baby is brought into a world of pits, and if it could have talked that soon in a delivery room, it would have asked the nurse for a hit. The reason for this, the mother is a jerk. Excuse me, junkie, which brought the work of the old into a new life. What a way, but this what a way has been a way up to date. Anyway, push couldn't shove me to understand a path to a basic, cause Schumer should have raced it in the first wave, cause second wave.
With all of that done, now we could actually start piecing this thing together and getting some walls stood up. Before we did the walls though, we needed to still put in some bolts into those concrete pillars that our posts would sit on top of or kind of sink down into.
Nah, no my brother, no my sister, time to get into this. Word to the mother, I'll tell the truth, so bear my witness. Blind like birds of a feather, drums are like pleather, you don't wanna wear it.
Once we had those in, then it's time to stick the wall up, and you either did it right or you didn't. So yeah, it's time to stick the wall up and find out. To assemble the walls, you pretty much just cram each piece into each other. Then you'll take a wooden dowel like this and beat it into the holes. These are called pegged mortise and tenon joints, and they are just about as strong as you can get. So once our wall is together, you can pick it up and move it without worry of it coming apart. And then I got stuck. Annoyingly, it had rained a crazy amount each day we were there. So by this time, virtually everywhere was a mud pit. I was getting stuck with each attempt, and I was starting to get a little nervous I wouldn't be able to get where I needed to be. There was one side that didn't have that much mud, or I wasn't really sure yet if it was going to be too mushy or not. But the caveat, the part that made me not try it, was this little hill you're looking at me backing down now. I swear, like, I just really didn't want to go down this little hill because you have so much weight right up above your head, and that fork arm just like wiggles back and forth, and it just feels like it's gonna tip over. Yeah, once I got over that hill, I was pretty stoked. It was finally time to see if this was going to fit on what we had done or not. The moment of real truth, whether we had effed up everything or we were gonna see easy sailing through the rest of the project. Luckily though, it fit. And yeah, it was pretty much go time after we got this up.
I need you, baby, more than you'll ever know. What keeps you waiting? Let's take our time, just moving slow. Come on now, baby. You speak so soft and low. Come on now, baby.
We had the whole inner structure put together within a day. It was really fantastic to see. I was so excited to get the thing up that quickly. Wow. We were hardly out of the woods yet though. We had to install a roof 16 feet in the air. This, you're actually using screws and you're just fastening the logs onto the top of the timber frame. You know, super simple, but when you introduce wind and sun and height to the equation, it takes a longer time to do. So we went nice and slow and yeah, got this done.
I've met someone that makes me feel seasick. Oh, what a skill to have, oh, what a skill to have. So many skills that make her distinctive, but they're not mine to have. No, they're not mine. Whenever she looks, I read the nearest paper. Though I don't care about the soaps, no, I don't care about the soap.
Here, I'm just adding in some wood pieces so that our decking has something to attach to.
This episode, if this is a rom-com, kill the director. If this is a rom-com, kill the director, please. Carrots help us see much better in the dark. Don't talk to girls, they'll break your heart. And this is my head and this is my spout, but they work together.
After getting some of the decking on, I decided to get one of the walls on too. This was pretty much the same as screwing on decking, but I also added in these smaller pieces to cover up the gaps. This is a style known as board and batten.
Gender I'll never understand. If this is a rom-com, kill the director. If this is a rom-com, kill the director. If this is a rom-com, kill the director, please.
The final touch. The weather vane, man. Had to add that last final touch of a weather vane on top. It's all copper. It's like raw copper, so it'll patina over time and get like a bluish kind of color to it. I think it looks freaking awesome. It's huge. It looks so sick. I'm so excited to see people ride it. Yeah, I can't wait till opening day. The freaking weather vane looks so sick up there.
She hates to work but loves to flirt. It's a shame she don't work with me. She gets uptight, don't like when I'm gone, but she won't let on to me. I said I'm only looking out for you. She said it's obvious that's a lie, but I only ever put out for you. You know it's obvious you don't try. I said I'm only looking out for you. She said it's obvious that's a lie, but I only ever put out for you. You know it's obvious you don't try. I got misled, mistook, discard anything that I said. See, I'm not the type to call you all drunk, but I got some lies to tell.